You've heard of the 2 Megapops achievement, right? Then what about going even further beyond than that? Let's try getting, by round 140, 23 million pops, which is possible when you go into this round. Starting off, we have our submarine here, set to destroy on server. It's always targeting the strongest, most balloons, so that any lingering balloons left will be slower than usual, meaning you have more time to defeat them. Because we're going with the Bloon Exclusion Zone this time around, we don't have the money for both Ultra Boost and Homeland Defense, so we're going to have 2 overclocks instead and have multiple villages at tier 4, all of them actually being at tier 4 or Homeland Defense being tier 5. Okay, you need to be pickled because of the fact that the sub won't survive this round otherwise. Big horde of blue balloons, no issues whatsoever, finishing off the round. Yellow balloons, the most cursed balloon of all of them. Y-E-L-L-O-W. I think I made a mistake in my previous video where I said W-E-L-L-O-W. For goodness sakes. Also, we're going to be saving up for the Dartling Gunner now. Round 13 sees many blue balloons and a few green balloons here and there. So, are we going to be able to fare on this round? Yes, we... Okay, target. Thank you. I was a bit scared there of the lingering balloons were going to go down that way. So let's put our Dartling Gunner now, and we're going to go with Laser Shock Bloon Exclusion Zone, because in one of the more recent updates, Laser Shock's been given a buff with Bloon Exclusion Zone. Rather than doing 1 bonus damage, it does 6 bonus damage each time the Laser Shock damage is applied. So that's pretty nice. Also, pink balloons are exterminated. Just like that, okay? Not every round is noteworthy, by the way. Go up to Laser Shock when you're able to buy it. Then we're going to get faster swivels, and we're going to see how we go from there. I'd like to get the other upgrade, Powerful Darts, at some point. Obviously, we need to do that anyways, but I'd like to get it as soon as possible for that increase in Pierce. It also kind of circumvents your need of buying a Sharpening Stone because of the fact that it gives more Pierce anyways when you go to Powerful Darts. Now, I do think we have enough money for both Powerful Darts and a stack of old nails at the end of the tracker. Yes, we do. Yes, we don't have that innate camo detection, but once we get radar scanner, obviously early on we'll just decamify the balloons. That will be a non-issue. Go up to heat tip darts so we can deal with the early leads. What's going to get longer range, advanced intel, and then from there, submerge and support so it doesn't attack any more balloons unless I say so otherwise. So you're going to go to strong. You're going to go to advanced intel. And yeah, it's going to be a fair few pops from the submarine, but that is just needed, honestly. Submerge and support will be there soon. Just need to deal with these last 2 leads. Oh, come on. The projectile just ran out there. That's a bit of a tease and a half, don't you think? It's like you saw the heat tip dart about to hit the lead and it just suddenly disappeared. I think there's definitely like a thing in games where a projectile can only be on the screen for so long before it just naturally disappears. I forgot what that specific property is in the game development. Round 33, a bunch of camos. So let's just point the Dartling Gunner up here when they're all decamified. Thank you very much. It's an alternative to be able to actually grant your tower camo detection. Just enable the balloons themselves to not have the camo property in the first place. Yeah, Powerful Darts is really helping out with this excess Pierce, because if we just settled with not going with Powerful Darts, we'll be in a bit of a trouble here. We'll get that last red one. Thank you very much. Bit of a red alert if that is the case, which is in the red alert games, that is how you spell Gatling. Like, I know that it normally has only 1 T, but the only reason why I have it as this is that, well, this is going to fire at an extreme rate so that it does fire as fast as a Gatling cannon from Red Alert 2 Yuri's Revenge. Okay, rest of the round. Rest of the round. No. Come on. Get those pink balloons. Keep those pink balloons. Get the pink balloons. Thank goodness for that. It was just the speed control of the pink balloons. That's all I was a little concerned about. Yeah, microwing is definitely a thing. Now, we're not going to just get the buckshot because of the very slow fire rate. So we're going to get some villagers up and running here. Yes, I like to do this strategy, but one village will be a primary mentoring, another one will be homeland defense, and the other two will be call to arms. Put you on the unsubmerged status, and once all of the lead balloons have been popped, we're going to turn you back into your submerged form so that then you can deal with the camo status of the white balloons at the last portion of the round, although this is getting a little bit hairy here. Ooh, I need to set it so that I get the pink balloons. Oh gosh, microwing. Oh gosh, the wonders of darkling microwing. And it's not as annoying as ace microwing, but still annoying nonetheless. Put you back to unsubmerged lead balloon, please. I need you. I'm gonna keep you afloat for just a little bit, actually, just to deal with some of these. But oh my god, some of these looking a little too strong here. Some of them looking a bit too strong for me. Come on. Oh my goodness sakes, I can't believe them. I took the cursor away from the exit there for a little bit, and guess what? A yellow balloon escaped. Keeping up here seems to be good so far, but there's still the occasional yellow balloon again trying to sneak through. There's all these ceramics as well, all two of them. Yes, all of them. Even if it's just one, that's still all of them. Round 39. How are we going to fare along in this round? You know what, we're going to upgrade mid-round, but let's just be extreme. Yeah, it's extreme. It's the extreme number of them. That's the problem. It's the extreme number of balloons. That's the issue. How about now? Let's see if that's going to be any good. It's just an extremely slow fire rate. That's what's going to cause some issues here. Hopefully just ignore these balloons which are trying to get close to us. Oh god, yellow balloon. Gosh, it's always the yellow balloons which are catching us out. I'm telling you, they are bad behemoths to try and deal with. And there goes the rest of the round. Okay, round 40 should not be an issue whatsoever. Just look at the extreme murder that happened to the MOAB there. And there goes the remaining yellow balloon. I think a Jerry's Fire will be very beneficial right now because of all of these stragglers over here. We're able to do the majority of the damage when it's just like the buckshot going towards this way, but I like having the insurance that we can actually pop some leads without requiring this anymore. Put our remaining villagers down, get radar scanner, we're going to get jungle drums, you know, all the good stuff. And eventually we're going to go up to the BADs, the BADs. And we're going to need to micro the buckshot a little bit within these rounds because of the purple balloons that you just saw there needed a little bit of catering towards. Jerry's Fire, ensuring we can pop lead balloons. Awesome. We have every type of damaging type here that we need to survive this ordeal. But we will need an MIB at some point because of, well, DDTs. Without MIB, DDTs are horrid. Although we do have Glue Storm though. More purple balloons to try and cater for because our Jerry's Fire won't be able to do a lot here. Come on. Purples. You're one of the worst kind of balloons to try and deal with. Purples, especially if you're ill prepared and have something that is not a energy or a plasma or a flyer attack, which is quite common. Well, I think energy is probably the least common. Like fire is quite common, plasma is a little bit common, but not energy. Energy is the worst type of attack, by the way. Can't pop leads or purples. Like, what kind of attack is that? Buckshot making it okay work. Once we get the BADs, means it's going to go much more smoothly from here on out. And it was good actually that we skipped out on buying the what do you call it, the Jerry's Fire on round 40, just so that we have the lead clearance on this round. We're going to go to target independent actually, just to relieve us a little bit of microing stress, although in the future we're definitely going to still need to use that microing, especially when it comes to like 140. There we go, this MIB up and running, which means lead balloons are no longer an issue when it comes to our shatter damage type. Okay, let's get some glue gunners down. I'm primarily looking at At this angle, actually this angle, can we do it? I think we can. We're going to put ourselves down a MOAB glue, and then, no, not you, overclock. You're going to go up with Geraldo. And then down here is going to be our blue storm at some point. Round 60. Round 59 wasn't noteworthy because we have MIB, so I'm hoping that people will see that as a self-explanatory conclusion towards that endeavor there. Gonna go up to Glue Strike to make round 63 a little bit easier for us because of the hordes of ceramics on that round there. So purple balloons, not an issue. Fortified MOAB. What this does really well is single target damage, which is why we don't have a spike storm for round 140. Like, we don't need it. I know it sounds strange, but the bears is going to do enough damage in order to be able to solo the bad on its own, and the fortified bads. And also it's probably going to be able to prevent like Geraldo and the overclocks up here from stealing any pops around 119, because the second bad likes to be a bit devilish and stick its thick sides out just a little bit more than usual than other bads. Speaking of overclocks, let's get ourselves down one of our overclocks, and we're going to be placing down the second one once we get the bears, because at tier 4 this is going to have 100% uptime, but once we go to tier 5 we're going to require that second overclock in order to maintain the overclock benefit for the Bloon Exclusion Zone. Round 69 is a bit of a free round. You don't need to worry about any MOABs at all because they don't spawn on this round. You have a bunch of ceramics, but you do get a lot of finance on round 69, which is quite good. Well, not a lot, but it's better than other rounds around this area of the game, this stage of the game. Let's just say that. So we are kind of struggling here when it comes to Pierce, which is one of the downsides of this particular pathway. Like, both the middle and the bottom both have a bit of an issue when it comes to Pierce. Like, this thing does good damage against ceramics and MOABs, but the problem is it doesn't go through enough of them in order to really rely on it. So that's why we need multiple call to arms, so that we can have 100% uptime of the call to arms aspect. Now, somebody thought that both call to arms and homeland defense stack. Like, you do get both icons, but it doesn't stack. It's because it's like call to arms is the predecessor of homeland defense, so why would you have both together? Kind of like saying that Berserker Brew and Stronger Stimulant, they both have different icons, so surely they can stack together. No, no, no. It's only ever the stronger one that gets applied if both are there in the first place. But I think for player feedback, Ninja Kiwi can do it so that if you have Call to Arms and Homeland Defense's ability active, then it should only show the Homeland Defense if the fact that Call to Arms is active, but it's not really active because Homeland Defense is currently active. And then once Homeland Defense goes away, as in like the ability, then the Call to Arms icon comes up. It just shows a little bit of player feedback and can be a bit confusing to especially newer players about the fact that some buffs are not actually there because another buff is in place that overrides that particular buff. So let's use the Glue Strike on that round. We will eventually go up to Glue Storm, but not right at this second. There are other things which are of a priority at this stage of the game, such as Bloon Exclusion Zone. So things are going very well on round 78 at the moment. Yeah, you see about that single target damage is really good. But the problem is that, as I said, it just, I didn't mean to select that by the way, it just doesn't go through enough balloons, which is why we need other things like Call to Arms, Homeland Defense, and a little bit of speed control, as in these glue gunners, in order to help us out with this particular tower. Otherwise, we're not going to have a good time here. And in other videos like 23 Megapops that I do, like I keep saying that Ultra Boost is an absolute necessity, and it's just in this tale, it's just that we can't afford both Homeland Defense and Ultra Boost in order to make this possible. So that's why we're just settling with 2 of these, so that we can actually have some money, so that we can maintain the plus 50% Pierce, which is definitely needed for this tower. Anyways, enough me rambling. Let's get through rounds 80. Sorry, went through round 79. Here's round 80, and that is very good. It's mainly the backmost BFBs on round 81 you need to be concerned about, just because of how clumped up they are. Like, you're definitely going to be pierce capped, especially with a tower like this. Like, if it was Ray of Doom, then it's practically, well, not practically impossible, but it's extremely difficult to be pierce capped on the Ray of Doom, honestly. Because doesn't it have like 1,000 pierce or something? Like, it's definitely one of the most pierceful upgrades outside of anything that has infinite pierce, such as Bomb Blitz or Spirit of Force's horns on the track. I've tested out, and Psy's Psionic Scream ability, like the level 21, that has a limited amount of pierce. It's just an extremely high amount. So if you test that on test balloons, for example, there is only a set number of balloons in which it can pop, or you try and get to that set number and your PC crashes, which is not good to say the least. Round 85. Now, there's a little bit of controversy in my last video regarding the attack zone 23 Megapops that I did. It's the fact that somebody thought that I was cheating because there were certain parts of round 111 that were not implemented into the video. And it's like, really? It's like, you think that I'm cheating in this scenario because there's a little bit of footage that I decided not to include because it will just showcase the same thing, but the only thing that was different was just the timing of my Ultra Boost and Call to Arms / Homeland Defense usages on that round. Like, that was the round in which I was getting Homeland Defense, so it's all, the only thing that you missed was just the timing of the abilities. That was all. That was the only thing. Like, you can also tell because of the amount of money that you have on the end of the, like, on each of the rounds. Like, you can calculate how much money that you get throughout the rounds, and the fact that, well, there's some layers of consistency, obviously, and obviously when you go throughout a game, when you see all of these towers placed down and able to access the right resources, you can calculate the amount of money required in order to go through everything, and also as well seeing the fact that I've not been using a Geraldo's item at all. Like, obviously in the attack zone run, obviously I kept constantly using Sharpening Stone and Pickles, but it's just really sad to hear that because a little bit of footage was not included because I wasn't talking throughout it, because I was literally doing the same thing over and over again, that people delve down to the idea that, well, I cheated. I just don't get it, honestly. And the reason why I don't showcase some of the rounds is because of the fact that there's not really much to talk about. What you're seeing on screen right now is essentially what's happening there, but just nothing noteworthy to really add to the conversation. Like, if it was going towards a particularly difficult round, then obviously that is a note of conversation, like round 91. This is very important because of the pierce cap issues with the bears going on here, because of all these clumped up BFBs. And if I was to showcase every single round, then surely you would think that the video would get a bit boring after a while, and also the video itself will be even longer than what it normally would be. Also, we're coming up to the bears, and after we get that, we're going to think about getting ourselves a second overclock, baby. Okay, now that we do have the bears, then honestly, look at the amount of damage we're doing here. Do you really think we are missing out on a very difficult scenario because I decided to skip out on one of the rounds? Nothing to address the fact that when I said I don't think I'm anybody's favorite content creator, I was honestly surprised about the fact there are lots of so many genuine people out there that says, like, you feel like, it feels like you're one of those content creators which are honest and not kind of like following along with a pre-mandatory script, which is something that I really dislike. With not saying anybody in general, but I'm just saying that I dislike it when you're trying to do a scenario like this and you have yourself like a pre-designated script that you have to follow. Like, if everything has to be micromanaged to a T, everything that you do has to be pre-designated, otherwise you don't know what you're doing and stuff like that. And that's just really disheartening to hear from people, honestly, that everything that you have to do has to be pre-programmed out, otherwise it just looks like that you're cheating, which is not the case. Okay, round 100. And also, people who watch these videos, it's only like the minority of people who think like that. Also, we've got 2,041,000 by the end of that round there. But there's lots of people out there that are much better at this game and they don't like share the same opinion as those who think that I cheat and all that stuff. Like, I just don't get it, honestly. Like, I do have the footage for about round 111 for the attack zone and stuff like that. Anyways, controversy over. We have the BES up and operating. We've got the call to, well, our first of 3 call to arms up and active. But let's see how much further we can go along. It's all going to be about our timing of our ability uses here. And with attack zone, we only had a very limited amount of, well, amount of range in which we can utilize, but attack zone, if you combine all these projectiles together, is extremely powerful. So what else are we going to get here? We're going to get relentless glue and glue splatter, just so that we have a little bit of stun, give ourselves a bit more time with this matter. As you can tell, these rounds are going by very smoothly. There's not anything at the moment that's extremely noteworthy in which I need to always cover. Just keep applying that overclock when it's ready. I just like to have it so that when it reaches 50% of a wave and I use the other overclocked ability, just so that you always have it, because it's like 60-65% on a tier 5 tower. Let's use call to arms. Let's try and deal with all this. And oh, obviously forgot to a sheriff venom there, so we need a kind of what do you call it? Spread out the uses there. Round 108, a bunch of fortified ZOMGs. Yeah, very little when it comes to needed support here. Obviously, I think these are not needed, but they are definitely helping. Like, as you can tell, they are very, very helpful when it comes to their ability to slow down or grant extra damage. We're going to go to Homeland Defense, and then we're going to think about getting a Cruise Storm. Or shall we go with a second call to arms? Now I'm not too sure. Like, you probably think to yourself that the extra 2 damage is not necessary, but think about how many projectiles that the BES shoots out. Each projectile then does +2 damage. I'm not too sure if the +2 damage is also stacking with the laser shock, so that the laser shock does +8. I'm not too sure if it applies to like secondary effects like the laser shock's laser damage. I'm not too sure now. All I know is that I should have brought Homeland Defense Venom there. This is a very noteworthy round because of how clumped up all of the balloons are. This is going super duper well at the moment here. Apply that overclock, apply the Homeland Defense, and as you can tell, that was a huge struggle when we had the attack zone, but not much of a challenge at all when it comes to our Bloon Exclusion Zone. Imagine getting your upgrades here, knowing that the first 3 parts, aside from the regrow blocker going like where this is not, is well, useless because we've already got everything on here. We're very close to our second call to arms here, which will be very nice when we don't have Homeland Defense active. Let's see. Yeah, there we go. Call to arms is there. What are we going to do now? Well, firstly, we're going to deal with these DDTs because they were a little bit of an issue there. Okay, Homeland Defense. Oh my god, we just absolutely slaughtered those. And I honestly wish I had Homeland Defense ready for this round in particular. Okay, 119. What are we going to do here against these 3 bads? Let's see. Pop the first one. And we're going to be able to prevent any stolen damage because of the fact that we can pop the bad, go back to target independent, so that it's just as long as the second bad is popped, these 3 towers will not be able to steal any pops whatsoever, which is really good. Okay, do that on you. Go down to 50%, and that is round. Give us up to call to arms, which means at some point we will have this at 100% of the time. And at plus 50% pierce and attack speed permanently is going to be very good. If you're liking what you're seeing so far, then please consider liking, commenting, and subscribing. Most importantly, subscribing, so that you'll be able to see videos like this in the future. Aside from early shenanigans, I think this is probably one of the easier towers to get the 23 million pops mark by around 140, just because of the sheer amount of single target damage that it does. Like, if it all hones in, plus with the laser shock buff recently with the bears, it's gonna be a very good time here, as you can tell. It's just mainly Pierce, which is our main issue here going on here. Let's see, all these DDTs, not a problem. Here we go, here's the third one there, which means hopefully we can have this up for 100% of the time. Hopefully, just keep on using it. Okay, we're gonna need to use that again, and use the torch bombs again. Is I just judging when it's gonna about to run out to get the maximum efficiency out of this, which is gonna be the biggest of issues here for us. But hopefully we can just have the timing exactly right, then we can just keep clicking these buttons without a single worry or thought. Let's see now. Around 129, all finishing up. Hopefully, do we need to do a little bit of micro? I think we need to change to normal targeting for around 131 because it's definitely the biggest round of the well, when it goes to 140, it's got the biggest amount of RBE out of any round, I think. Just because of the sheer number of ZOMGs here, although I may surprise myself here. Maybe we don't need to micro all of these ZOMGs here, and we can just rely on our buffs here in order to carry us throughout the game here. But so far, so good. So far, so good. Just keep applying that call to arms aspect. Homeland defense. Oh gosh, this is brilliant. This is so satisfying to watch, honestly. Just the bears absolutely shredding everything. Gosh, look at all of them going down like that. I didn't expect that to be a thing. That was brilliant. That is the mightiest round between rounds 1 to 140, completely crushed. Obviously, we still got the Fortified BAD to deal with. But yeah, pretty solid. A pretty solid strategy. A pretty solid run. Not gonna lie about that factor. Okay. Get that up and running again. Maybe space out the call to arms just a little bit more there, but I don't know. Use homeland defense just slightly bit later. There we go. They're showcasing these last few rounds. We're not going to need to buy anything else. Like, obviously, we can just put a potion on you and a potion on you, Jerry's fire on you, and that should not interrupt anything whatsoever. Oh, they're looking to be very close to the exit there. We should be very mindful of that. Not hesitate in our ability users here. What's going to be the ability use count by the end of the video? It's going to be probably a number that you don't expect, but still going to be around the area in which you might expect, because maybe you guessed it correctly. Okay, occasional DDTs around 135 like to give us a bit of a surprise here and there. No thank you. Keep on going. Now, one issue with Glue Storm is that it does prevent Relentless Glue from being able to stick to them. You have to kind of wait until they are downgraded before it can actually affect them, which is quite annoying, and they're getting quite far here. Oh, that homeland defense is much needed. Much needed indeed. Oh, look at them all. Brilliant. I absolutely love this, honestly. A chaotic mess like this, I thrive in. I love the chaos of these kind of challenges. Oh dear, I just suddenly turned into Shadow the Hedgehog, and I just love chaos. Or I love the existence of it at the very least. Okay. Around 136. And up to around 137. Yeah, the Pierce is definitely needed here because of the sheer number of balloons which are going on at this given point in time. Keep on going. I kind of want to hold out, honestly, so that Homeland Defense can come back up around 138, because we've got all those DDTs and Fortified DDTs to deal with on this round. Wait for it as late as possible. Yeah, we're going to use it now, actually. Oh, gosh. Just look at everything on the screen. Are we going to be able to do this? That is the question. Just use it. Just use it. Gosh, the absolute demolition of that is just so good. We're not going to use Homeland Defense for this round. We use a call to arms at the very most. Okay, going to this round. God, this is just looking so good right now. Call to arms again. And yeah, this is just literally GG here. Just keep following the Fortified BAD. Or maybe I should slow it down actually. Just so that we have a bit more control whenever we're going to reapply an ability here. There we go. Another use of an ability. And look at how well the BAD is going down here. Look, don't sleep on the bears, okay? This is a pretty good tower. We just need to give it some buffs, that is all. And we're able to circumvent our weaknesses like there's no tomorrow. Also, they're both in a line of this, which is pretty cool. Give you the overclock again. And do you notice we're not using any of the rejuve potions here? We don't need to use them. I know that's surprising to hear, but we don't need to use them. Look at this ZOMG. Go down, please. Maybe we might need something. Slow him. Well, I just embarrassed myself, didn't I? You know what? Let's just see if the creepy idols make any difference for our endeavors here. Don't you just love the time we need to use certain abilities? There goes the Fortified DDTs. Don't miss out on much aside from the occasional moving of the mouse so that, well, I can actually do the thing, but I need to do... Oh gosh, some of those ceramics, honestly. No, thank you. I'd rather not die, thank you very much. I'd rather keep on living in this scenario. Call to arms again, and it's not going to be long now until the BAD is popped. Hopefully we can get homeland defense for the rest of this. Hopefully. Oh gosh, oh my god, that was literally terrifying. Okay, ZOMGs, let's see what we can do against all of this, and yeah, settled. 2,093,000. We're only missing out on like 2k pops, and that's because of the submergence support, and also the 3 from Gerardo over here from what? 4? What made it to the end there? Perhaps something did make it to the end there, I don't know, but that was a very good run here. One of the best scores that you can get minus a all pop scenario, but obviously because we can't summon it on round 6 and it needs some help with lead balloons, and we're not summoning an alchemist just so they can pop lead balloons, because then the alchemist will still pops, if you get what I mean. And there we go, folks. So 23 Megapops scenario without an ultra boost. Pretty surprising, huh? Just swap the ultra boost to get 2 overclocks and get an extra call to arms as well, and you have yourself a very successful time here. And obviously we needed the help of a sub for the early rounds, but that was a pretty good run, if I must say so myself. Thank you all so much for watching, everyone. This has been the 23 Megapops with the Bloon Exclusion Zone. Let me know what you thought of this video down in the comment sections below, and I'm sure that at some point update 43 will be given to us and we will have another hero amongst the roster of heroes in which we can access. It's going to be a lot of fun. And also I think update 44 we're going to get ourselves another tower. I think it's the Mermonkey Tower, if I remember correctly. Mermonkey sounds like it's going to be either magical or support. I don't picture a mermaid being primary. I mean, have you seen a mermaid in your life? Didn't goddamn think so. They're like unicorns. They're magical creatures. Anyways, take care of yourselves, everybody.